Hi all, welcome to another video. Before starting, I just want to apologize for not posting the video for last uh, 3 months. I was caught up in my daily chores as well as some family functions, because of which I was not able to get time to uh, post the video. At the same point of time, I also want to convey my regards for everyone who watched my first video and liked the video, as well as provided certain comments on the video as well. Like one of the person who was Rajdeep, he mentioned to include ROMAD score, which was something which was very insightful, and volatility calculations. I would definitely work on this, Rajdeep, to ensure that that information is also something which I am including in my uh, including in my analysis. So thank you so much for giving the love to my first video, and here is my second video, and I'm creating this video with a slight delay, which is on 15th of May rather than 10th of May. Uh, but let's do this together. So what I'll do is, again, just to give a recap, what I'm doing here is I'm reviewing my monthly performance of my portfolio. I have these different buckets under which my portfolio resides. So which includes starting from Zerodha, HDFC Bank. I have certain shares also which are listed under, which are present under HDFC DMAT, FD, and then total net worth. And then what I'm doing here is putting a kind of mix of debt and equity, how much portfolio is under debt versus equity. And then this is something which I have set a section which basically talks about the expectation which I have in mind. And this is an activity I'll be continuously doing for maybe couple of years or more than that even. So that's why if you see, my expectations are of a return of kind of 13% equity, FD 6%, CASA, which is current account saving, around 3% return. So I feel that my entire portfolio return should be around, or should be in this range of 13% only, and that is what I would be analyzing through this. And if I see some chances of adjustments, that will be done. So just to give an example, over the time, we saw there was some adjustment, or there was some markets which were flat. So what I've actually done is I've liquidated some of my uh, some of my debt portfolio, and basically invested that into stocks. So that's why if you see here, increase in or decrease in my debt component is being showcased here. So let's start with this update for my month of May. So what I'll first do is update for my portfolio, which is in Zerodha coin, and this includes my most of the ones it includes is my mutual fund portfolio, but it also has certain component of what we call um, the stock component also, which is there. So this amount is currently and honestly, there was certain losses I had due to some option trades also. So that's also some, because of that we see there are multiple reasons why this is reduced, but I think the majority of the reasons would be in the mutual fund space, because of the current markets being flat. That could be one of the reasons. At the same point of time, the loss which I recently occurred in a option trade, that could also be one of the reasons for this. Now we'll put it for my HDFC Bank portfolio. again, I believe the reason for this again reducing from the last month was, firstly, it could be because of a big credit card payment which I had to do this month. At the same point of time, I think it could be because of some investments I did. I I switched some of my money from my savings account to certain investments as well. The next one being the demat. Now here I can see that there is some increase in my portfolio value over a certain time period. There was some drastic reduction. Now this could, one of the reasons could be because I moved some money from here to here, so that's why it is showing as a bigger sum than this. Another one I believe is because some of my stocks, there was some increase in certain stocks, like uh, some of the ones which I have in cable segment and others. So that's why I think this is being increased to a certain extent. Unfortunately, I think there was one of the comments that can I list down my portfolio because of certain regulations. I would not be going into that territory of listing my portfolio, but definitely I'll try to uh, you know maybe give some light on how my portfolio is consisted of, how much is large cap versus mid cap. So that kind of analysis is something which I'll definitely try to bring in my further analysis over the time period. The next one being FD. So the same thing is repeated here. Now let's calculate my total one. Now what I have also done here is, now let's first see my debt. So if I see my debt, let me check the debt which I have, because I have certain portfolio debt, or sorry, the debt component on my Zerodha also. So I'm just checking that. That's kind of 7 lakh. So I'll just update this, 7 lakh. So it reduced further to 4.29. My debt component has further reduced because of continuous switching from debt to equity. Now another thing which I've done recently is basically put in over here and put a comparison with Nifty. So 23689. So today's value is this, and so if you see here, what I have done is, actually, I know from my expectations it is still, the variation is still in negative. One of the biggest reasons is we can see how the market has been performing these days. It's quite flat. If we see, I started off at 25281. Right now the market is at 23689. So that's the kind of performance my portfolio is also replicating. Because of this, the variation is there. Now at the same point of time, if you see, compared to, and this is more month on month comparison. So if I see here, from month on month, there has been a positive turn in terms of how much my portfolio is performing versus Nifty. So that is something, a bit of good thing to do, but I'll not be much happy, because if I see from this comparison, I can see that totally I'm still lacking the return which I'm expecting. Now I'm not much worried about this, because given the market performance, if having if this would have been a growing market and then my portfolio would be stagnated, that could be a bigger cause of worry for me. Right now it is still a worry, but not a big cause of worry for me. So this is it, what I wanted to convey in this particular update. I'll try to bring in more nuance to this kind of analysis, maybe from the next time, or from the coming sessions. So please stay tuned for those sessions. And thank you so much for each and every person who is spending, or who is taking out time and spending taking out time and watching this video. My purpose of putting this very transparently is firstly to ensure that I I am self-disciplined firstly, because by putting this on a platform like YouTube, I feel that I'll be more disciplined in tracking my portfolio. At the same amount of time, I want to help the community also, and gain from the community also, if there are the insights which someone, like for example in the last video someone had given me certain insights. So those are the things that is why I'm doing that. uh, Please feel free to again comment on this video and provide your feedback. Thank you. Have a nice day.